Bye, have a great time.
ADR, this is King Black, everybody's favorite Latin King, coming at you once again. And here I'm bringing a video about some of the watches in my current collection and a little bit of a backstory to some of these watches that are coming out. I'm going to be showing you here in this video. So let's get right up down into it. I got to give a special shout out to Random Rob, who got me into the Seiko Monsters. I was lucky enough to pick mine up before the prices blew up. But here, right here, what I got is a Seiko SKX009. This is the one, the basic entry level one that everybody says you should get when you first get into Seiko. It comes with the Jubilee bracelet, and I just had to get it, man. Price was right, came with the free gift, so picked it up. And then after this watch, I started prowling the eBay, and I came across a SKX007 with this aftermarket white bezel. I just love the way that the color combo uh, popped on it. And after watching a Random Rob video about the Uncle Seiko razor wire bracelet, I started getting this little idea in my head about trying to make a Yeti mod, like a Yeti tooth mod. So I decided to pick up this watch that originally came with the rubber bracelet. With the rubber strap. And I didn't like that. So, I then ordered the Uncle Seiko razor wire, waited for that to come in, and then combined the two. Put the 007 on the razor wire, and I like the way it came out. This is my everyday casual go out watch that I love. I love wearing it. I think I made a great choice. May or may not sell it in the future. Now next is a bit of an upgrade brand wise. This is my Breitling with the diamond bezel, and this is a multi-thousand-dollar watch. It's a Breitling Chronomat. It's an automatic, has the automatic B01 movement. I like it. It's a little small though, man. I tell you, pictures, I hate looking at watch pictures on eBay and stuff. You don't truly realize the size of something until you have it in hand. This is probably like 39, 40 millimeters, and look how small it is. But I love the high polish bracelet, the high polish case of the Breitling. Here I have possibly my oldest luxury watch. This is the Rolex Submariner date. I barely use it now that whenever I want to, dress a little bit more fancier. I'm usually wearing the Breitling when I go out. But, I feel like every person, no matter if you're male or female, should have at least 2 to 3 luxury watches in your rotation. And in addition to these watches, I have at least 7 Invictas, and I also have the Seiko Monster Gen 1 orange dial, and I also have a Seiko Monster Dracula 313, SRP 313. And these watches, if you look on eBay, especially the Dracula tooth, man, they're going for a premium. I'd gotten my Dracula for $199 free ship, and now you look on the bay and they're like 400, 500, even up to $600. They're in demand. They discontinued, so I was fortunate enough after watching Random Rob's video on them way back when, a little over a year ago, to pick them up. And in this watch, I just had to keep going back to it because it's even more comfortable. That bracelet, the Uncle Seiko razor wire bracelet, believe it or not, is more comfortable than the factory Jubilee bracelet. And it's not as rattly as the original factory bracelet. And I'll try to make another video showing my Invictas and the Seiko Monsters, but as all things of value, you got to keep things in rotation, and well, the others are in the safe, and then I'll be switching them out. But man, this is part of my shopping addiction and watches. What's your shopping addiction? Clothes, J's. I know people who got more Jordans than they know what to do with. They got one pair for almost every day of the year. And I'll make another video on the topic of Jordans because in my experience, none has lasted more than 7 months of wear and tear before they get destroyed. ADR. Now, for anyone that's into watches, they have in mind that one watch that will become the pinnacle of their collection, their pride and joy. And while it's going to be another 10 years or slightly less before I'm able to get mine. Now, originally, what I had in mind was a solid gold Audemars Piguet, aka the Brick. But what turned me off of it are the service costs for the brand. You know, Breitling service costs are probably like 1/10 of what Audemars Piguet is. And it is quite common to spend over $1,200 on a service from AP. In that particular example that I saw, that was on a very well kept timepiece. So if I picked up a used one that had major problems with the movement, I could be looking at multiple thousands. And it took over 7 weeks for that particular example to come back, where all they basically did was a cleaning and change out the seals and relubricate the movement. And whereas in a Rolex, in the Submariner, depending on what needs to be done, I'm only looking between $300 to $700, which is a massive savings over the AP. So my Grail watch in turn turned into a all gold, black dial Daytona. Now that is my you done good piece, though. I got to make sure other things are taken care of, like buying a house, buying my dream truck. All these things kind of go first. Make sure my finances are in order. Make sure I have enough savings in the bank before I even think about getting this watch. Now, that's called being mature, and that's called taking care of business, and that's called having priorities. Because there's no pride in owning a $30,000 to $40,000 watch. If you're worried about the engine in your car going out, then there are things in life you got to make sure to prioritize. Luxury goods are just that. They're luxuries. They're nice to have, but you don't need them. But I do have already at least 5 chronograph watches. So if from now till then the Daytona falls out of my favor, then my fallback grail will be a gold Submariner. I thought maybe a bluesy, but more and more I'm drawn to the classic black dial. After all, black and gold will never go out of style. ADR, this is King Black. Tell me what your Grail watch is down in the comments. Let me know.